Hi all. So we are back again. Yes, and this time we are back with a very interesting and a very important subject, so to say. And in fact, I'm going to show it to you practically. So all this while, in the last few sessions, in the last few chapters, we saw Google as an overview, right? We saw how how the campaign is structured right from the account level, and then comes the campaign level, and on the campaign level you've got the ad groups, different ad groups, and under each ad groups you've got different ads, so to say, right? And then we also saw different campaign types, right, search, display, and the other types, so to say. But this time we're going to see it practically, right? And so for that I will not delay too much, and I'll go straight to my Google Ads, so to say. Okay. Yes. So let me first open my Google Ads account. Okay. All I need to do is that I need to type Google Ads in, and then it will pop the search, and then I need to sign in with my mail ID. Okay. So I'll not take you into as to how to open a Google Ads account. It's a very straightforward form submission kind of a a process wherein you just need a Gmail ID, and and then after that it's a very straightforward process. And the only thing that you need to be careful a little bit is in choosing your currency. You need to choose INR if you are into Indian business. Otherwise, it becomes a little bit difficult at times to change your currency if you have chosen wrongly at the first place. And secondly, you need to add your payment methods, whether it's your debit card or a credit card, so to say. And this is all very straightforward. They will ask you the name of the business, your URL, and all this stuff, basically. So I'm not going to, get into that, because just like opening your any other account like your Gmail account or something like that, Google opening a Google Ads is as simple as that. Okay. So let me sign into my Google Ads. So this is my Google Ads. Okay. Okay. So this is how how the interface looks like. Okay. After coming here, all I need to do first is that I need to click on New Campaign. After that, I'll show you as to how this really looks like. After I'm done with the campaign, I'll come again here and show you as to how the interface looks like. Then after clicking on New Campaign, okay, I am brought to this page. Okay. Now, just like in life, we all need to have goals, right? To reach our destination, first one, we need to set goals properly, right? So just like that, even for Google Ads, first we need to set our goals. We first need to define as to what my goals are. So these are the different goals, that you can see. One is that sales. If my goal is sales, if my goal is to drive sales online, in-app, by phone, or in store, then I choose this, and my campaign types are search, display, shopping, video, smart, and discovery. But if my goal is leads, that is to getting leads and other conversions by encouraging customers to take action, Then I need to choose this, and here also the campaign types remain the same, that is search, display, shopping, video, smart, and discovery. But if my goal is just simple website traffic that I want to gather, get the right people to visit my website, then my campaign types, then I choose this goal, and my campaign types will be search, display, shopping, video, and discovery. And if it is product and brand consideration, then in which I encourage people basically to look into my products and services, then I've got a campaign type which is only video. If it's brand awareness and reach, wherein I want to reach a broader audience and build awareness, then my campaign type is only display and video. If my goal is app promotion, if I've got an app which I want to promote, then in terms of getting more installs, interaction, and pre-registration on my app, then this is the goal I need to choose, and then I've got a campaign type which is only app. Okay. And local store visits and promotions, like we discussed, local stores is it's more of local business, small businesses mostly, wherein target audience is very localized in nature, and business is also very localized. And then to drive visits to local shops, and then my campaign type is only local, so to say. But also I can create a campaign without any goal, then I have to choose this. But of course, we need to have a goal, right? So mostly, we don't. People at an advanced stage, they do not, click this, which doesn't have any goal. So I basically, go with any of these other goals that I have in place, right? Okay. Now in this case, my goal will be to get leads. Okay, to get leads, and you know and I want people to take action basically. So I'm going to click on this leads, which is my goal, and then I'm given this option. Okay, now this is going to be about search Google Ads search. Okay, so I'm going to show how this search Google Ads look like. Okay, Google search ads. Then I'm going to click on this, and then I'm given these options. Okay, that is website visits, phone calls, shop visits, app downloads, or lead form submissions. Okay, lead form submission is where I ask people to submit a form wherein they give me information about themselves with the phone numbers, mail IDs, and all that, right? And but here my what I'll do is that I'll choose phone calls. So meaning phone calls. A phone call meaning is that I want people to take action in terms of calling to my business on my. So basically calling to my business. Basically calling the phone number that I've given to my business on my website, so to say, right? So I want this action to be taken, so that's why I click on phone calls. Okay. Now this is India. Okay. Okay. One important thing. Now what kind of business do I have? My business is, I'll open the website later, a little bit later. So my business is basically online. It's an online sporting platform wherein I sell sporting goods online. Okay, it's an e-commerce platform, so to say, wherein I have products which are sports shoes, tennis rackets, badminton rackets, table tennis bats, and squash rackets. So these five items that I have in my e-commerce platform, right? So basically, I want to promote my business, and in terms of people calling to me on the phone number that I have given on my website. So the phone number that I have is 232344. Say, okay, and after this I click on continue. Okay, now I don't have anything saved in terms of draft, so I start new. Okay, then what happens? Okay, now importantly, campaign name is important. You need to define the right campaign name. Why? Why? Because it will give you your own definition as to what you want to target. Because, for example, in my e-commerce platform, wherein I am selling shoes, sports shoes, tennis rackets, badminton rackets, squash rackets, and table tennis bats. Now, in this campaign, so to say, I want to say promote my tennis rackets. Okay, so my campaign name here will be tennis rackets, for example, because I want to promote my tennis rackets. Okay, so this is going to be my campaign name. Okay, then what happens? I got apart from what I'm trying to promote in terms of the search ads, I can also include this Google Search Partners, which is an option basically. You can either untick it or you can tick this and include this. So Google Search Partners are basically, wherein Google has their own search partners, wherein people will also have the option of seeing those ads there in those Google Search Partners. Now, if I don't want that options, then what I do is that I just uncheck this. Now, location is very important. Then what happens is that I'm going to choose the locations that I want to target. Now, in this, what happens? It's not going to be all countries and territories. It's also not going to be all India. But what it's going to be all India. But here, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to choose only Bangalore. Okay. So for me, Bangalore is my location. Okay. So here I target Bangalore. Now, for example, if I had to exclude Bangalore, then I had to include this. For example, first I would have included India as a location, and then out of India, if I wanted to exclude Bangalore, then I would have chosen this. But here I want to target only Bangalore, so I'm going to target Bangalore. And if you and even if within Bangalore, say if you want to target only a specific location, then what I do is that I, for example, Kalyan Nagar. Okay, Kalyan. Kalyan Nagar, for example. Okay, so this is the pin code, for example. And I say if I want to target only this, then I would have chosen this. So that means I would have targeted only Kalyan Nagar in Bangalore if I'm very specific in terms of my target. But here I want to target entire Bangalore because I am well known in Bangalore and I can reach to any parts of Bangalore basically. So I'm going to choose Bangalore as a whole. So here you can see this is what I can target in terms of reach. Okay. And here if you see uh, this is recommended, so that is presence or interest people in regularly in or who have shown interest in it in the target allocation. So this is the recommended one, of course, because this is where people who are interested in that area, so to say, is going to be chosen. And here I can, as you can see, I want to exclude those people, in those excluded location basically. So I'm going to check this. The language is already chosen here. I'm just going to show you as to what how to choose. English, of course. Okay, and apart from English, I also want to choose Kannada because it's Bangalore. Right? So these languages are chosen: English and Kannada. Kannada. Okay. Now coming to audience, which is very important. Okay. And some water. It's quite hot today out here in Bangalore. Hmm. Okay. Now, in terms of search, okay, here you can see. Let me first show you browse. Okay, now in browse, for example, I'm going to show you one by one. So there are a lot of things that are not to be chosen. But I'm going to still show you as to why they're not important. So I'll go one by one. So in terms of detailed demographics, for example, parental status, is it necessary for me? I'm just going to check. Parents of infants 0 to 1 years, parents of toddlers 1 to 2 years, parents of preschoolers 3 to 4 years, parents of primary schoolers 5 to 11 years, parents of teens 12 to 17 years. In this, if you see, none of them are important. If I was selling a course which was to do with children, then maybe I would have chosen this because parents would have taken decision, so then I would have chosen this. And suppose if I had some activities for kids from 5 to 11 years, some educational, interactive activities, education activities, then I would chosen this because I would ideally would have wanted to target those parents, right? So none of this really makes any sense for me. So I'm not going to check any of this. Marital status isn't important for me. This is also again not important. Anybody can play tennis for me. Tennis basically, even a single person who is single, who is not involved in any relationship, can play tennis. Again, in a relationship, not necessarily that only a person who is in a relationship can play tennis. So does being married or unmarried doesn't make any, is not of any importance to me. So I'm not going to choose any of them either. Education doesn't make any importance to me in terms of who plays tennis. Current university students, it doesn't make any importance to me at all. Home ownership, again, homeowners or renters. This would have made sense, any of them, if I was doing some, real estate ads, for example, wherein, say, for example, somebody who is in a rent is looking out for his first home. Then I would have chosen this. Again, homeowners would have made sense. For example, somebody who already owns a home but is looking out for the second home has got good enough money to look for the second bigger home. Then it would have made some sense. But here again, it doesn't make any sense to me, because I'm basically, trying to promote my tennis rackets through my Google ads. Employment status, does it make any sense? It doesn't make any sense at all in terms of company size or whatever, it doesn't make any sense at all. Whether it's a small employer, large employer, very large employer, it doesn't make too much of sense to me. Okay, so I do not choose any of them. Industry, again, it doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't make any sense for me when it comes to buying my tennis rackets. Okay. So then what I have to do is that I have to go click on search. I'll search as who could be my ideal customer. I'm just clicking on tennis. Tennis enthusiast, yes, somebody who loves tennis is definitely going to be my target audience. Australian rules, football fans, no, because people in India anyway, they don't follow too much of Australian rules. Football fans, so I don't do, I don't have to ideally choose this. Again, racquetball enthusiast, I mean, not that much. Rugby enthusiast, India is not too much of a rugby nation, so people don't follow rugby too much. So I ideally would not choose this. Hockey fans, yes, people who follow hockey in India can also play tennis, right? Basketball fans, yes, people who follow basketball could also ideally play tennis, whether it's for recreation, or serious or amateur tennis or whatever. Cricket enthusiasts, yes. Football fans, yes. Likewise, sports games fans, yes. Baseball fans, yes. Okay. 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 Now there are two things here that's important for us to know. One is affinity audience, and which all this that I've chosen here: tennis enthusiasts, hockey fans, you know, basketball fans, cricket enthusiasts, football fans, sports games fans. All that I've chosen here have come to this site. That means I've selected this, and all this fall under affinity audience. Now, what is affinity audience? Basically, it's about behavior or nature of the person who follows certain things, behavior. And what is the behavior? Now, a tennis enthusiast behavior is basically somebody who follows tennis. Likewise, the behavior of a hockey fan is basically somebody who follows hockey. So it's about the behavior of the person basically. It is basically the behavior of the person or the nature of things that a person follows, which falls on an affinity audience as to what he's interested in basically. More to do with the interest of the person. What is that he's really interested in life. So that is affinity audience. Then down below, if you come down, this falls in an in-market audience. Now, what is in-market audience? We saw what is affinity audience. The in-market audience is somebody who buys certain products or services around his interest level. It's not only about interest, but it's actually buying some products or services around his interest level. Now, football tickets, it falls on an in-market audience. Okay, I'll take this because again, somebody who is interested in going for a football match could also be playing tennis, right? American football tickets, it doesn't make much sense to me because anyway in India people do not follow American football that much. Basketball tickets, yes, again it falls on in-market audience. People who go for basketball matches uh, could definitely be interested in tennis, right? Likewise for hockey tickets, sports tickets, baseball tickets. So these are all in-market audience, which makes sense for me, right? So these are all the people who would be interested for me. Right? So this is how I have chosen. Okay. I mean, you can go on searching more. I have just selected 12, but ideally you should definitely do more. But I've just shown you as to how to search for your right audience. Okay. So now after that, now that you have chosen all these 12, 12 sets of audience, right? Then I come down and okay, here what happens is that targeting. Now if I target this, it will target only these sets of 12 sets of audience that I've selected. But you should go for, ideally you should go for observation. So under observation what happens, which is anyway recommended by Google Ads themselves, it means Google will also choose a few other people who are closely related to these 12 sets of people. So that means your base will be more. But if you're going for this targeting, it will narrow down your audience. So you should go for, ideally you should go for observation. Okay. Okay. Budget and bidding. Now this is the daily budget. So ideally say I'll choose 500 rupees daily budget. Okay. Bidding. Okay. Now bidding is an important chapter. Okay. Feeling better? Quite hot here. Yeah. Okay. So bidding, what happens? I'm anyway going to choose. Anyway, I've got a different lessons on bidding because bidding is again a separate chapter which needs to be taken care of because it's a more in-depth thing. Bidding, so I'm not going to teach you bidding as part of this practical example in terms of how to do a campaign goes. I'm not going to include here because you might get a bit confused. So I'm not going to teach you about bidding as a subtopic here within this topic. But just to give you a overview, so there are different sets of bidding. Now, for example, now what happens? There are two sets of bidding. Okay, one is automated bidding, which is in which Google Ads uses its own intelligence, its own market machine learning, and its own technology basically to do automated bidding for you. Okay, and then under automated bidding, what all falls? Target CPA, that is target cost per acquisition, target target return on ad spend, then maximize clicks, maximize conversions, maximize conversion value, target impression share. So these are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bidding strategies which falls under automated bid strategies. Okay. Then you got the second, which is manual bid strategies, wherein you basically choose a manual CPC, which is manual cost per click, wherein you yourself set what a cost per click means to you, right? Okay. So here, like I said, bidding. Now, okay. Now, importantly, what happens is that if you're doing a conversion, ideally, if you're doing a conversion ad, you should choose maximize conversions, or target CPA, target ROS, or maximize conversion value. So this is one of the bidding strategies that you should choose if you're doing a conversion action. But in this example, I'm not choosing conversion ads, because again, conversion as conversion will again be a different chapter that I will be teaching you. So I'm not again choosing any of these conversion bidding strategies, so to say. For example, I'm not choosing maximize conversion, because again convert it will complicate matters, because this is not a subtopic to be discussed here. It's a totally separate chapter that I have to take care of, and I'm going to take care of in one of the following chapters. So here what I'm going to do is that I'm going to choose maximize clicks. Okay, so what happens in maximize clicks is that basically I've given Google 500 rupees daily, right? And I'm telling Google that you give me the maximum number of clicks that is possible from your end using your own automated bidding strategy, so your own basically intelligence, so to say. Okay, so my only thing is that I've given Google 500 rupees, and then he's going to give me the maximum possible clicks to me within this budget of 500 rupees per day that I'm spending. Now, what is this clicks? Clicks is nothing but people who are going to click on a number. So one click on the phone number is equal to one clicks basically. Okay. So basically, I'm telling Google that you give me the maximum clicks on my phone number. That's what I'm saying, right? So that's what I've chosen in terms of the bidding strategy, that is maximize clicks. Okay. Okay. Then comes your ad extensions. Now, in any Google ad that you make, there are different ad extensions that you have. Okay. So what are ad extensions? Ad extensions are basically things like your call out extensions, like we are seeing here. Then there's something called structured snippet. Okay. So these are the different ad extensions that you have, which basically does its own work in terms of highlighting your product. Now, what is a call out extension? Call out extension is basically something wherein you're talking about the USP of your product, right? I mean, everybody does ads, right? I mean, every business has its own products and services, but you need to stand out among all the billions of ads, millions of ads that are going around, right? How is it you're going to stand out? It's only you're going to stand out if you're going to talk about a unique selling proposition. So what is your unique selling proposition? Your unique selling proposition could be some brands that you sell that some other people might not sell, right? So your USP could be something like some different aspects in terms of wherein you really stand out from the rest of the crowd, right? So this is what is a call out extension. Okay, so I'm going to choose this new call out extension. Okay, so how am I different from the rest of the crowd is, I, for example, give free shipping. Okay, I do not charge on the shipping. Okay, so there is basically no shipping charges for me, for example. Okay, because my what happens, I've got international brands that comes from abroad. Okay, and so obviously at times there are costs involved, but I'm taking care of those extra costs, so to say. Then for certain products, uh, their USP could be 24/7 service, for example. In my case, it's not the case, but I'm just giving an example. There's certain business wherein, I mean, they offer 24/7 service. So that could be their USP. Now, in my caller extension, one thing that I definitely would like to highlight is international brands, which is one of my USPs. Okay. Then one of my other USPs replacing faulty products. Okay, so these are my 3 USP. You can add number of your own USPs. Then what I do is that I save. Have I written everything right? Spelling wise, international brands replacing faulty products. Yes. What I do is that I just save. Okay. So this is what is included. Then I want to add structured snippet also. Now, what is structured snippet? Structured snippet is basically which highlights your products and services, which basically highlights the aspects of your products and services. For example, in my case, for example, it could be so there are different options that they will give you. So here they will show you. Yeah, what all you can choose. Brands you can choose. Okay. In my case, I'm going to choose brands. Now, if you got a hotel, you choose amenities, and then you talk about your hotel having swimming pools, your hotel having dining, good dining. I mean, um room dining facilities, for example, or sauna bath, those amenities that you have in a hotel, for example. If you're in educational, education space, then you highlight the courses, what all courses you have, the different degree programs that you can do. If you're a travel company, then you highlight destination, for example, a destination could be Europe, any European destination, it could be Switzerland, Austria, Germany, like that, or likewise, it will go on, changing according to your products and services. Now, in my case, I'm going to highlight about my brands. Okay, now my brands are Babolat. Okay, these are all tennis racket brands. Okay, so these are some of the best tennis racket brands in the world globally, basically. Babolat. Then you've got something like Wilson. Then you've got Head. These are all top level, top notch tennis racket brands. Then I want to add value more. Then I have Prince. Then I have Yonex. Then I've got Technifiber. Then I've got Dunlop. So these are my brands that I'm highlighting. Next is what I do is I just save. Okay. So these are my structure snippets. Okay. So what all add extensions I have added? I have added color extension and I have added structured snippets. Okay. Then I do save and continue. Okay. Now I come. So my campaign level is over, right? After campaign level, what comes is ad group level. Okay. So you can have. I'm going to show you only one ad group. Ideally, you can have different ad groups. Okay. Now, in my case, I'm going to show you one ad group. Okay. So it's going to be ad group one, for example. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to show you what I am promoting. So this is my website. Okay. I'll just copy paste it. And now what is important at group level is that keyword comes into play here. Here your keyword comes into play. Okay, I need to have the keywords here. I need to stuff it with keywords. We already discussed as to how to get the best keywords possible. You use your own keyword planner. We saw the process in the earlier sessions. That's the way you should actually use your uh, keyword planner in and choosing the right keywords, right? Best possible keywords. But here I'm not again going to go through the whole process, but as a shortcut, this is more of a shortcut wherein I'm going to get the set of keywords. But ideally, this is not the way you should do. But since I need to show you as an example, so I'm just getting the keywords uh, by typing the website and trying to get the keywords possible. Okay. Then I write tennis rackets. Okay, then I'll get the keywords here. So these are the 10 and these are the keywords that I have. Okay, and say for example I choose all these keywords. Okay, now before that, okay, now we already saw that there are three types of keywords. Okay, now one is broad match, as you can see. In broad match, you just leave the keyword just like this. Okay, and then you've got a phrase match. In phrase match, what you do is basically give this bracket, these two brackets, and close it. Then exact match. Uh, okay, in phrase match, in phrase match, you put the inverted comma, and then in exact match, you basically put this bracket, right? Okay. Just to reiterate, broad match is more broad in nature. So for example, if now it will be difficult for me to give examples here in terms of the tennis rackets. For example, if I was trying to sell uh, hats for women, okay. Now, if my keyword was, for example, hats for women, and I was trying to put that as a broad match, then even search with terms like, for example, caps for women would have been part of the broad match. Okay, and then even searches, for example, clothes for women would have been part of the broad match. So it's very broad in nature. So sometimes, yes, at times, what happens is that a few not very relevant searches happens because it basically covers the entire spectrum of your keywords, so to say. But broad match is also important at times. Okay, so for example, if I want to have pro racket as the broad match, cheap tennis rackets as a broad match, I just leave it like that. Now, phrase match is wherein the keyword becomes part of it, the entire line. For example, if for example here, racket shop. Okay. Now, if I choose this as my phrase match, then what I do is that I put this as equal to, right? Sorry, as the racket shop. Now, somebody would have searched with terms with a sentence like, for example, racket shop in Bangalore. Even this would have come, because this is part. Sorry, it has come at last. So something like a good racket shop. Okay, good racket shop. If somebody will search, then this would be part of the phrase match. Okay. Now this also, for example, if I want to have a phrase match, then I have to put this as inverted comma. Okay. Now exact match is the way you want the search to be. For example, if I want this to be exact match, what I do is that I basically close this like this, and then it becomes an exact match. So anybody who has typed exactly like a tennis racket will be my exact match. Obviously, the search, I mean, you'll have less of exact match because people who are typing so exactly like this will be less. But then obviously, this is a high quality of search that happens because this is exactly the way you want somebody to search, right? But then the volume will obviously be less in terms of exact match because chances of somebody searching so exactly is obviously going to be less, right? So for example, I want this also to be my exact match. Then I do this. Okay. Done. Okay. So these are my keywords that I do. So they have also given me a rough idea. So this is the average, cost per click, 56 rupees, 56.70 rupees, 70 rupees cost per click, and this is of course for the ad group. And they say that I'll get 7 clicks a day per day. So 7 clicks is nothing but 7 phone calls basically, because in my case it's about phone call, right? Then I save and continue. Okay. So as you can see, this is the ad group, and these are my keywords that they're shown. How many keywords I have? I mean, on all these keywords that I have. Okay. Now I again reiterate, as in terms of keywords, this is not the way you should do a keyword research. You should ideally do keywords by using keyword planner, like we already discussed before. But this is only for illustrations. Okay. 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 Now it's time to have our ads in place under one ad group, under this ad group. Okay. Now, one important thing that I need to tell you, that ideally for each ad group you should have at least 3 ads. That's what Google tells us. But for illustration's sake, I'm going to show you how to make 2 ads, so to say. I'm not going to make 3 ads, because if I show you the 2 ads, anyway, you can make the third ad as well. So this is the ad that I'll have. The first ad. Got the phone number here. Okay. Then okay. I'll have 2 ads, like I said. Now in one ad I want to promote uh, Wilson as the brand under rackets, and in the second ad I want to promote Head as a racket brand. Okay, so I click on this Wilson. Okay, so in the first ad I want to promote Wilson brand. In the second ad I'll promote Head brand. Okay, so this is the final URL. I just copy paste this, and verification URL you will get this like this. Display part is not important. Headline. Okay, so as you can see, this is how the ad will appear. As I keep on typing on the left hand side, you will also see the preview of this ad here. Okay. Headline. So what do I do in headline? I type Babolat brackets from the biggest. So Babolat brackets at best prices. Okay. Headline 2. As you can see, this is how it is. It is looking. Headline 2, from the biggest online store, from the biggest online store, from the biggest sports store. You can see. business name Nova Sports. Okay, so my business Nova Sports, it's omni-channel. We are a physical store, and we are also an e-commerce store. Okay, so both online and offline. Then description. So as you can see on your right hand side, this is how it's coming. Okay, now description one, as I type here, it will be showing here as well in the preview. Want to play like Rafa. So Rafa is nothing but Rafael Nadal. Rafael Nadal is one of the greatest tennis players in the world. Okay, want to play like Rafa. Get his racket from the biggest tennis store in South India. Okay, so as you can see, this is how it's looking like. Okay, description one is over. Now I'll put description 2. Okay, so I put description 2. We have been servicing South India for the last 20 years. Okay, quality is our forte. Okay, so this is how it looks like. Okay, so this is how my ad looks like, as you can see. Yeah. Okay, now call reporting. Now it's important to know what is call reporting. Now call reporting is basically is a setting wherein you turn on this call reporting by going to the setting of your Google Ads, and then after you turn your call reporting, then Google, what it does is that it gives you what is called a GFN, or a Google forwarding number. And once you get the Google forwarding number, then your conversion ad starts. Okay, but like I said, we are not doing a conversion ads, so we don't have to turn this Google reporting option on. But suppose if we were doing a conversion ads, then what will happen? What I had to do was that if I have to make conversion ad, then I will have to turn on this call reporting option. And after I turn on this call reporting option, then what happens is that Google actually gives me a Google forwarding number, which starts with something like 1800. Okay, and that is my conversion. That is when my conversion ad start basically. Now what happens in a conversion ad basically, I tell Google that I basically define what a conversion ad means to me. For example, for me, one conversion is when a person not only calls my business, but he talks to me for at least 30 seconds, for example. Meaning the call goes on for at least 30 seconds, then only I'll consider it as one conversion, right? So that is the meaning of one conversion for me, right? But in this, for example, like I said, this is not a conversion ad. Here, whoever clicks on the call, and even if he speaks to me, for example, for any amount of time, it becomes a it becomes a result for me basically, right? It becomes a click for me, or in terms, I take it as an action basically. But in conversion action, I define what I define what a result means to me, what a conversion means to me, right? But in this case, the question of putting on this call reporting does not arise because I'm not doing a conversion ad, right? Simple. So likewise, because I'm not doing a conversion ad, I'm also not putting this conversion action. I don't have to do anything with this conversion action. Okay. Of course, we're going to see all these things when I take your conversion ads class in one of the later sessions. Okay. So we are here. What I have to do is that save and continue. Okay. Now, like I said, we need to have at least 3 ads. Currently, what I've done is that I've made only 1 ad. We at least need 3 ads on a one. What do you say? On a 1 ad group. But like I said, I'm going to show you one more ad. How to do it. Then I put. So this is my current ad, and I do one more new ad. One more ad basically. I add one more ad under the same ad group. Okay. So my second ad, so this is the first ad which is already looking like this, and now I'm making the second ad on the same ad group. The number remains the same. Now in this final URL, what happens is that in the first ad I promoted Wilson product, Wilson tennis racket. Now in the second ad, I'm going to promote, what I'm going to promote? I'm going to promote this brand, Head. Okay. When I click, then I click on copy this URL and I click this and I just click on this to verify. Okay. Then I come to headline 1. Head rackets in your biggest store in your the biggest store head rackets rackets with this with great discounts, for example, discounts with great prices, with great price. Okay. As you can see on the right hand side, this is what it's looking like, head rackets with great price. Okay. Second headline will be then second will be, for example, play like a pro with your head. Play like a pro with head. Okay, now it's very important to understand that when I use terms like head and all, head, doublet, use terms like head and all, people who are into tennis was at least played a decent amount of tennis, not even decent amount of tennis, even 1 year, who are into tennis will definitely know what head means. Okay, now for a person who is not into tennis, will anyway not buy tennis racket, you know, this might not make much sense. You know, head, what is head? So you also need to understand the psyche of your customers. For example, in my case, I know that I'm reaching out to players, or amateurs who are into tennis. So people can easily relate what a head or a doublet means. So I do not have to go so much in depth. You know, what is head? Head is a racket. Head is a brand. I don't need to do that. So I need to understand from that perspective also. So when I say play like a pro with head, a person who is in the tennis will know what head means. I don't have to explain to them. That okay, head means tennis racket, this and that. Like that. Okay. The business name is Nova Sports. Remains the same. As you can see, business name has come. This is the phone number. Now description. We are the most trusted brand, trusted store in South India. For a reason. Get the most us. Okay, description 2, we also recommend the best rackets to amateur players according to their playing styles. Okay, amateur player according to their playing styles. Okay, so let's see the preview. Yeah, this is how it's looking like. Okay, call reporting, I'm not going to put it on. Like I already explained, same goes with conversion action, not required now. So this is my second ad. Now what I do is I save and continue. Okay, like, okay, Google will again has again told me that there needs to be at least 3 ads, but like I already said, you make the third ad yourself. I've already shown how to make 2 ads. Okay, in the same manner. Then what I do is that I need to publish. Okay, hooray, you have successfully set up your campaign. Your ads are under review. As soon as they're approved, your ads will be eligible to start showing to customers. So currently I've submitted my campaign. Okay, so ad review will take about 1 to 2 days. Ideally it takes about 24 hours. Sometimes it takes 48 hours also. And after the ad is goes through the review process, it gives a confirmation, and then you start showing your customers. So it's very important to also understand that because it takes about 48 hours time. So you need to understand that suppose if you have a set target of bringing your customers during Diwali, for example. Now you cannot expect you cannot of course you should not do your ad just 1 day prior to Diwali and expect people to come to your store, because you need to understand that Google first take 48 hours to review ad. And of course one ad is not enough. You'll anyway have to spread your ad, right? When you're doing 5 6 ads, so scheduling your ad is very important. When is that you're doing your ads, how many days you're doing, and you obviously would not want to be in a situation wherein Google is still reviewing your ad and you actually wanted people to come on that day. So that you have to scheduling of ad is basically important, very important, right? Okay, now I'm going to show you from one of my okay, now we'll see how our ads are looking. Now this is tennis rackets. This is what my campaign is. I'm just going to show you. Now when you click on all campaigns, you'll see all your campaigns there. Okay, so currently I have done this ad. It's eligible, okay, but it's learning. It's still in the learning process, right? And it's going to take about 40 hours. This is my current listing. So you will find all your ads here. Okay, so this ad has already been ended like that. Okay, so so this is where you have to come. Basically, you have to click on all campaigns, and these are all your campaigns, right? And then when you click on ad groups, you'll find all your ad groups. So this is my tennis racket ad, campaign. So under campaign, tennis racket, and this is my ad group. Okay, this is my ad group. Okay. Then I click on ads and extensions. I find my ads here. What is my campaign name? Tennis rackets, right? This is my tennis rackets, and this is my ad group. As you can see, this is my ad group, and this is my first ad, and this is my second ad. So these are the 2 ads that I have These are the two ads that I have under this campaign, under this ad group basically, under this same ad group one. Okay, and this is the campaign. Okay, these are the two ads which are still under review, so to say. Extensions, and how many extensions we did two extensions. One was caller extension, one was structure snippets, right? This is structured snippet, as you can see, add extensions, right? So this is the extensions. Okay. Then if you click on keywords, what all keywords I have used. So tennis racket is my campaign, and group one. This is the keyword that I am using, and this is where you will see the entire results of your keyword basically. What was the max CPC and all that stuff. This is the exact match that I used, right? And then again, if you come down under tennis racket, this is another keyword that I've used, buy tennis racket. This is a broad match, okay, that I've used. Then buy tennis racket, another keyword. So this is again a broad match, and then you will see all the max CPC and all that. Okay. So okay, now it is important to understand to have a close look as to which keyword is performing and which keyword is not performing. Now, if I see that certain keywords are not performing well and just eating too much of money, then I should ideally pause it. For example, here I have the option of pausing it. I just need to pause it, or you can also remove it. And then what happens that that same money is utilized into a keyword which is performing well. So those set of performance you have to see it for yourself, right? Yes, so that's how it is. So how we did the entire campaign? We first set the goal, right? In my goal was leads, right? Then after I set the goal, which was lead. After that, what I did, I I choose search as my medium to reach the goal. Search Google Ads, right? Google Search Ads. Now under Google Search Ads, I got different options. I had options like your uh, website visits, then lead form submissions, but I chose phone numbers. So basically, I wanted people to call to my business, and then I put my phone number there, and then I start setting the campaign. At the campaign level, what happens is that I give a campaign name, right? After campaign name, I choose the location where I want my campaign to be. I choose the audience, right? Then I choose the ad extensions, right? Ad extensions. In my case, the ad extensions were structured snippets and call out extensions, right? Then after the campaign was set, I come to the ad group level, right? Now in the ad group level, what happens is that I start the keywords, right? Keyword after setting in keywords, then I go to the ads. Under each ad group, you should ideally have three ads, but in my case, I've done two ads because it was for illustration purpose, and two different ads I put, right? And after those ads are done, I publish the campaign, and then Google says that it will take at least 24 hours to 48 hours uh, review, and then the ad gets shown to people basically. So that's how it is. We have seen practically as to how the campaigns are done. A campaign is search campaign is done basically. Search Google ad campaign is done. Yes. So it was interesting. Yeah. Basically, you'll have to get a hang of it. You'll have to practically do it, and I'm sure you all can do it. So it's basically all practice. So you have to first start small, taking small budgets, And as you gain more and more experience, you have to increase the budget, and then you have to see the performance of your campaign in terms of how your campaign is performing. And yes, rest will become a habit for you in the long run. Okay. Thank you so much again. It was fun. It was again great. So yes, see you soon in the next session. Thanks. Bye.